absolute blockbuster match coming tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. This is the first really, really big match for Rafa at the French Open. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. We've seen a couple of our legends drop like flies in the last couple of days. Roger Federer, I said when he went out there against Koepfer, I think that's how you say his name, I knew that was going to be a battle. I said, I don't feel good about this as a Roger fan. Okay, I'm a Rafa fan, but Rafa's not my number one. Roger's my number one. So if you are a Rafa fan, how are you feeling about tomorrow's match? Let me know. If you're watching this live, let me know how you're feeling if you're a Rafa fan. If you're watching the replay, comment below. Let me know how you feel about this matchup. Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling nervous? Ultimately, even though Roger won the battle, he lost the war. It was too much tennis too soon, and Roger went out. And we lost Serena today. So, hello, how are you, Bhaskar? It's good to see you on. Okay, we'll see you soon. He's going to be coming to one of my camps. Let me know if you guys want to come to one of my camps. Okay, so this kid, Jannik Sinner, we know millions upon millions around the world love Rafa Nadal, but a lot of people are starting to fall in love with this kid, Jannik Sinner, for a lot of the same reasons that we like Rafa. This kid seems humble. He seems hungry, mentally tough, goes about his business. Lots of people like this kid. He's kind of no nonsense, all about the tennis kind of person. And this is what we love about Rafa too, right? And he does appear at age 19 to be mature, mentally tough, and ready for challenges. So this is a lot of what we saw from Rafa at the same age. Although I do think you cannot compare the two, even though lots of people like to, and I kind of am right now. But Rafa at age 19 was already, I believe, let me know when, I believe he won the French at 18. Am I right? Or did he win at 19? I mean, Rafa was even ahead, just like forget about it. Amazing. Okay, Peter says, Sinner has a great game. I'm a big three fan. I'm a big three fan. You've got a great name. That's right. Thank you. Disappointed to see Fed walk over, but I don't think but I think he's got the confidence on the grass. Yeah, we'll get to Fed later because I definitely have my thoughts about Fed withdrawing. Amazing, heroic match that he pulled out the other day. If you didn't see it, it was incredible. So if you're struggling to find the tennis, if it's not on your TV, what you can do, write this down, guys. You can go to the Peacock. You can go to the Peacock. I'll put in the comment section here. You go and they're streaming the French Open, and you can basically do their trial for free. So I'm putting it in the chat. So if you have been struggling to watch the tennis and you don't want to miss any tennis, I just put in the chat there, guys. Make sure to go to the Peacock, sign up. That's how I got to see the Roger Federer epic battle that he ended up winning. But like I said, he ended up losing the war because it was too much tennis too soon. He looked at everything ahead of him, which would have been another tough match against Berrettini, then Djokovic, then it would have been Nadal potentially. And he's like, too much. No way I'm getting through all those matches. I'm either going to probably get slaughtered or physically I'm going to hurt myself. So he decided to move on to the grass, which I think was a good move. I think lots of Roger fans like that decision. So if you don't know who Jannik Sinner is, what I'd like to do right now is share my screen and let's just watch this dude hit some balls. And if you're if you're a Nadal fan, it's kind of scary stuff because, this kid is tough. He's young, he's hungry, and he's got all the things. He's got all the ingredients to pull up an upset. Do I think he's going to beat Rafa? If I had to bet, I'm always betting on Rafa on clay. But I'm a little nervous, especially if Rafa was my number one guy. I would be nervous about tomorrow. And Rafa himself said, very dangerous player, no? Very dangerous player. He knows what he's up against. So we watch this guy hit the ball, easy power. This guy creates easy power. Look how short that backswing is. And that forehand, especially when he gets going in full flight, the ball's going a little slow because we're doing it on the live stream. But when he goes in full flight with that forehand, he absolutely crushes. So he crushes off both wings. And, oh, come on. What is going on here? This is so frustrating. Okay, here we go. So this kid crushes the ball off both wings. And you can see that his stroke is very efficient. Look how short the backswing is on the forehand. And he's equally as efficient on the backhand. So he's going to create easy power, and there's not a lot of room for a ton of mistakes. Like, he hits big and he's consistent because his stroke is very, very efficient. As you're seeing this on the forehand, there's not a lot that can go wrong. You know, everybody coming up kind of has that Federer type blueprint where they just bring the racket out to the side, set the table, and just crush from there. And this guy's doing it off of a, what, 6'6" frame. He also moves well. He's got a big backhand. So, you know, if you are Rafa fan tomorrow, you're really hoping that Rafa can get him moving somehow and keep his depth. Because right there, that backhand, look how pretty that backhand is. That backhand's nice and simple. He can bring it cross court. He can bring it down the line. He's got a lot of variety off both sides, and it's easy power for a big guy. He knows how to really use his. Look at that. That's what I'm talking. See, I just swats that forehand away, and he can do it on both sides, guys. Cross court, down the line. And, you know, we know Rafa wins 99.9% of his matches, but it does seem when he's in trouble, when he has a tough time putting people away, it's these monsters that don't mind the heavy spin. They actually like the heavy spin, especially if it's not going deep, because it's coming right up to their shoulders, and then they can crush. So, you know, Rafa might have to do some things even a little differently tomorrow. You know, maybe more low slice backhands. You might see Rafa use his slice backhand a little more than normal to make Sinner get down for balls. You might see him intentionally hit more drop shots, make this guy run, bring him to the net and pass him, bring him in on your terms. These would be all the things that I would think would be in Rafa's coaching corner, where they're like, let's get this guy moving somehow. Let's bring him to the net when he doesn't want to come to the net. You know, try and, you know, you don't want to say, don't think of an elephant, right? Because then you think of the elephant. But I mean, you just hoping that Rafa is finding the deep parts of the court and not the short part of the court with his forehand topspin. So it's going to be a tough match for Rafa if Sinner shows up. And I would think this guy's getting enough tennis under his belt to where he's not going to be, he's going to be respectful. This kid's very respectful. But I don't think he's going to be overwhelmed by the occasion. He's played Rafa already at the French Open. He just played him in Rome. So he's getting more comfortable with Rafa's ball. He's practiced with Rafa. You know, he's getting more used to big matches. And, you know, the good thing is a kid like this, you're not facing the full crowd yet. The full crowds are not there. You're not feeling the effect of what it's like to go out there in front of absolutely roaring fans against you. So it's going to be a tough match. Right now, we can see that Nadal is up 2-0. 19 years old versus 34-year-old. I don't know if age is going to be much of a factor because Rafa does look pretty fit. He looks strong. His confidence is up. I think Rafa is going to be fine physically, even if it goes 5 sets. I think he's going to be. I think his body's ready for that. We can see here that the prize money, look at that. It's always interesting to see the prize money, $124 million versus now, look at Sinner, working his way up there, 19 years old, almost $2 million. That's pretty impressive. The other day, we saw Federer's opponent at 27 years old was about the same prize money, even a little less, maybe like $1.6 million. So just think about that difference. They played each other twice. Last one was in Rome. 7-5, 6-4, 2 close sets. So what we're seeing is this kid has yet to take a set from Rafa, but he's been knocking on the door. Look at the French Open. The French Open, remember, Rafa crushed everybody at the French Open in 2020. This is one of his tougher matches, 7-6, 6-4, and then 6-1. He ran away with it. So Rafa's not dropped a set yet. Will he drop a set against him tomorrow? What do you think? Does he get away in straight sets? Rafa's form has looked pretty strong. It's looked pretty strong. So I'm going to come back here to the stream, and let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you guys are saying. He's got that new box forehand. That's right, the box forehand. His forehand is dirty. Rafa still has the favorite at Roland Garros, best of 5. Of course, Rafa is the favorite. I mean, oh, heck yeah, on clay, Rafa is amazing. But this kid can put pressure down the court. Yeah, he can put some pressure. Got the box forehand. I don't think Sinner has the mental game ready to go through Rafa and Djokovic yet. You might be right on that, Diego. Right, Peter. Sinner still needs a couple of years to keep moving his game for a slam. I don't know if he needs a couple of years. It might take a couple of years, but I don't know if it necessarily needs a couple of years. I hope Sinner breaks through also, but not tomorrow against my man Rafa. Okay, so yeah, who are you guys rooting for as well? I see Zverev much more dangerous to Rafa than Sinner, and he's proven to be dangerous. He beat Rafa in this clay court season, and it looks like Zverev is getting through this, all the yips that he's had and the nervous energy. He's been crushing. He's been crushing his opponents quietly through this French Open. Look out for him. You know, we love to talk about Sinner. We love to talk about Federer. We love to talk about Djokovic, Nadal, all these exciting players. People don't really like to get excited about Zverev, but when you look, it's Tsitsipas. But when you look at what Zverev's doing, it's been pretty damn consistent. He looks like he's ready to win, you know. And he's really at that age to where he really needs to win, you know, within the next year or two if he's going to make a big career for himself. One disadvantage to Rafa is to pressure to win. Yeah, it's the pressure, right? Rafa is facing the pressure. Will the pressure get to him? We know these guys thrive under pressure. Look at Federer the other day. Of course, he doesn't thrive under pressure against Nadal and Djokovic. I get that, but Federer thrived under the pressure the other day and came through with a huge win, inspired Andy Murray. Great video, Pete. No shame, no blame on Federer pulling out. Don't understand the criticism on him. Think that after 21 years on the court, over 1,500 matches as a pro, even the ATP would allow him some deserved leeway. Did the ATP criticize him? Let me know that. Has anybody criticized Roger for pulling out? The only thing I do feel about Federer pulling out is not necessarily blaming Federer, you know, and you can't blame Federer for pulling out. You know, his body is feeling a certain way. His team is saying, hey, maybe we should just say, good tournament, let's move on. It is a shame for the kid. Well, he's not even a kid. He's 27 years old. You know, we see that in so many respects. I mean, it is a shame that, you know, maybe there should be a system to where there's lucky losers who get into the main draw. Would it be, what do you guys think if you lose to somebody and then they default and there's enough time to put you in the next round? Wouldn't that be kind of cool to see Kiefer, I don't know how you say it. Wouldn't it be cool to see him being put back in the tournament to play Berrettini? Would that be, could we make that happen? Am I seeing something that would make that a really bad move? But I think if someone defaults soon, it gives everybody enough time to reorganize the schedule and get the next match, why can't he just get put back into the tournament and give another chance? Like a lucky loser gets put into, there's lucky losers in qualifiers, right? Where they don't get quite far enough, and then you throw them in the main draw, like if someone drops out. Why can't we have that throughout the tournament? Why can't we have the lucky loser who just lost be put forward? I don't understand why we can't have that. Give this kid a chance to make more money on the tour, which he desperately needs. And he's playing at a level where he'd have an entertained match rather than Berrettini has no one to play. The fans don't have anybody to watch. Why can't he just move forward? I don't understand. All right, let's see here. Let's see what you guys think of that. I don't agree. The guy was eliminated, period. Got to remember, guys are playing for prize money at the ATP ranking. He lost. He doesn't deserve another chance. Whatever happens, all right. I mean, I see that too. I just don't understand why. I would think it'd be more interesting if all of a sudden, oh, you're back in, right? It creates more drama. You're back in. You got to go play Berrettini. The fans have somebody to watch. Berrettini's got to prove. I mean, if he would have had to beat Federer anyway, who beat him. So why not? I don't see why not. Let me know. Give me another reason why that shouldn't happen. Give me another reason besides he lost. He was eliminated. Look at Survivor, right? I mean, there's so many shows. Survivor, someone gets kicked off the island, they get brought back on the island. It makes it exciting. It keeps you on your toes. But then it's unfair to Berrettini. But life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. I think it creates more drama. And it's better for the fans. Berrettini, it's not fair to the other people who have to play 7 matches. Make sure that you have to win 7 matches to go through and win. I think it is fair. I think it's totally fair. I agree. Put them back in, but only for money, not ATP points. Maybe. I don't know. I just think it'd be interesting. I personally would have liked to seen the kid get another shot, and then Federer doesn't have to feel guilty about dropping out. That's the only thing that I see as the unfortunate thing. It's like that guy played such a great match, and then the person who beats you just turns right around and drops out. I think that kind of sucks. I'm not blaming Federer, but I mean, if I were that guy, I'd be kind of like annoyed, or sad. Berrettini got lucky, says Wally Friend. Berrettini needed that match, but at least he'll be well rested. Yeah, he'll be well rested for the Joker, who's just dominating. He's just dominating. Okay, so let's get back to the Nadal match. What do you guys see for this match? What does Nadal need to do well? Is there any way Sinner wins? I mean, there is a way. There's certainly a pathway. The pathway is pretty obvious. Sinner's backhand is on fire, and Rafa's ball is landing short. That would be, and occasionally, very, 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 it doesn't happen very often. It definitely happens more to Fed, but occasionally Rafa's forehand gets a little shanky. Occasionally. It's not as bad as when Fed starts shaking his forehands, but occasionally Rafa can get a little nervous, and since he's picking up so fast, sometimes he can start shanking some forehands. They kind of like go wide or they land short into the net. It's a little bit different reaction to the ball than Federer when he's shanking. Federer's shanks seem to go way, like almost out to the stand sometimes. All right. As long as everyone else can pull out of the tournament and use them as warm-ups for coming tournaments like Federer, then I guess it's okay. Yeah, I don't see why you can't. All right, let's see what else we have. Sinner hits heavier than Nadal. I predict Sinner win. Okay, so this is our first pick. This is our first pick for Sinner to win this match. Is anybody else picking Sinner? 19 years old, often beat goats in the 4th round of majors. We have history of this. Okay, Michael Walker, let us know some history. Back that up with some facts. I tend to believe that might be a thing. And this kid does look like a champion. Sinner does look like the real deal. And we know that real champions have come along. They don't need years and years of grooming. This has been like the little pacification of the ATP tour for 20 years. Like, oh, they just need more time. They just need to groom more time to get ready to finally become a champion. And this has never happened before. right? When I was growing up, McEnroe came and took it from Borg around 19, 20 years old. That's when McEnroe started to make his move, right? Then what happened after that? Then Lendl kind of came. It took him a little while to mature into his game. But then Becker came around at 17 years old. Bam, champion. What happened after that? Agassi started to win a lot. Then Sampras came right behind that. Then Murat Safin won a big match at 19 years old against Sampras. Then Fed came along very, very early and started to just crush. Then Nadal came along. Then Djokovic came along. You know, these people didn't need years and years and years to get to the top. They just skyrocketed to the top. Federer versus Sampras, 1999. Okay, Michael, that's pretty good. Sampras versus Lendl. Yes, okay, you're absolutely right. And that's my point I've been making for a long time on this channel, is everybody always thinks, oh, these kids need a couple more years. I mean, when has this ever been the case in tennis? It's usually a young phenom comes. Look at the Williams sisters. How much time did they need? No time. Look what Coco Gauff is now doing. Is she 17 now? Look what Coco Gauff is doing. She's destroying at the French Open. She probably lost today. I don't even know it. But I've been looking at her scoreline. She's been crushing. Federer beat Sampras when Wimbledon 2001. Yes. Okay. Nadal beat Fed. Yes, absolutely. Rafa in 4 sets at most. So Vance says, stop all that crazy talk. Nadal is walking away with a straight set win. Don't make me laugh. Nadal will win maximum 4 sets. I could see that. I mean, if I had to pick, like, okay, first of all, you never, ever, 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 guys, if you have a gambling problem, never, ever bet against Rafa Nadal on clay. Don't get tempted. Don't get tempted to start making an argument against Rafa on clay, because the odds are you're going to lose a lot of money. Rafa wins all the time. And for years we've been saying this is probably Rafa's last chance. You know, he's probably not going to be able to come back and do it again. And there was one match that Rafa played, look it up, against Almagro, and he made the funniest statement because he was absolutely getting just torched by Rafa. And he says, this guy's still going to win this tournament when he's 80 years old. So, I mean, until he loses, maybe he could. I love that line from Almagro. Look that up. Look that up, where Almagro says he's still going to be winning this tournament when he's like 80 years old or something like that. So you just don't bet against Rafa. I'm picking Rafa. I think 4 sets is actually a pretty good pick, to where, you know, this kid definitely has the potential to win a set, and he's never won a set before. Maybe winning the set will be a moral victory for him, and Rafa will get his back against the wall and get even tougher and grittier, because you know he's determined that he wants to win number 21 and be the official GOAT. I mean, think about this, guys. We're just a week away, in my mind. Now, I know everybody loves Roger the best. I love Roger the best. If you watch my broadcast after Roger just won his last match, I was on cloud 9. I was super excited. I've never seen anybody play like Roger. I love to watch Roger play more than anybody. But if Rafa wins next Sunday, he's the GOAT for the time being, until Roger maybe can tie him at Wimbledon somehow and win 21, or until Djokovic can somehow catch up to him in the next year or two, right? Until that happens, Rafa is at the top of the mountain in history as the GOAT. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. Somebody says Nole is king. Nole is king. Well, he is a king. That's the thing. There's 3 kings. They're all kings, but there's only one GOAT. Sinner might need some help from Rafa to win, to either underestimate. Well, come on, that's the craziest. Have you guys met Rafa? Rafa underestimates nobody. So Rafa will not underestimate him. He might play tight. You know, I agree with that, Rajiv. He might play tight, But Rafa respects Sinner. Yeah, I mean, Rafa has his eyes wide open going into this. Trust me. He knows exactly what he's getting into. He'll be ready mentally and physically. He could get nervous. He could leave forehand short. That could happen. Other players hate the ball coming back to them again and again, but Rafa loves that, especially on clay. Right, George. The only way to beat Rafa is before the final. That's a good point. Honestly, I don't agree. Rafa just keeps confirming he is the GOAT on clay. He needs other slams than Roland Garros. They're all great. Well, I don't know. I mean, I just even think what he's done in clay alone could make him the GOAT. I mean, some guy who's so dominant. So this is him winning 14 already. He doesn't even have to win 14. But think about what he's done on clay. 13 Grand Slams titles at the French. That might be the most obnoxious stat in sports history, and it might be about to be 14. Plus, he's won other clay court tournaments 10, 11, 12, 13 times. So I think what he does on clay is the most impressive stat in all of sports history. Let me know what I am missing that is more impressive of a stat. Guys, let me know. Is there anything more impressive in all of sports? Like, really, if you're a sports fan, put on your thinking helmet right now and try and come up with a better achievement than what Rafa has done on clay in any sport. I would like to see what you guys come up with. Hey, Pete, will Fed post a gracious long message if Rafa gets? I think he will. I don't know if it's going to be long, but I'm sure he'll congratulate him. I think he'll. Of course, you don't want to see your record fall, but I think if he's going to lose it to anybody, he would pick Rafa. I think that they definitely respect and love each other. So, and I think Federer's at a point in his life where he's fine with he's more than fine with what he's accomplished in the sport, in life. You know, I mean, you can't whine about anything if you're Roger Federer. You've led the perfect life, and everybody loves you. Michael Walker says Usain Bolt Olympic records. You might be right on that. If you could list those records, Flojo Olympic records. Yeah, I mean, that's true, but how many records are there? List the records. I mean, that's the thing about Olympic records. You only get to do it every 4 years. How many times has he done it? I mean, Rafa's winning this thing year after year after year after year. So I still think Rafa's achievements are even more impressive than Usain Bolt. I do. But it just goes to show he's insane on clay. But he's decent. Guys, decent. How can you say decent everywhere else? He's damn good at the U.S. Open. I'll tell you that. Medvedev may be a sleeper at Roland. Guys, that's so true. Ringo, good one. Medvedev, who just a couple of weeks before the French was basically making fun of clay, saying it's not a real surface and it sucks and it's, you can't play on this stuff. All of a sudden, he's starting to change his tune. He's like, hey, this stuff isn't so bad. It's actually playing a lot like a hard court, and he's dominating. And Medvedev is damn tough when he gets on a roll. Medvedev's weird. It's like he goes from being a mental marshmallow, a complete baby, tanker. He even tanks. I've never seen somebody so Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to where he goes from tanking to absolute lockdown mode. Like when Medvedev gets on his game, he's a lot like Djokovic and Nadal, where it's like, man, how are you ever going to win a point against him? So, guys, don't sleep on Medvedev. We have a lot of people peaking right now. Medvedev is playing incredible. Tsitsipas is playing incredible. Alexander Zverev is playing incredible. Novak Djokovic, who's no one's talking about, which is really kind of a shame. But what does the guy have to do to get respect? Number one in the world, most dominant player of the last 10, 12 years. He's quietly crushing everybody. Okay. Nadal has as many majors as McEnroe off clay more than Becker and Edberg. Thank you, Michael Walker. Yeah, to call Nadal one-trick pony is so disrespectful. No. Rafa is just unreal everywhere. All right, let's see here. Regarding Novak, what's sad for Rafa is he may potentially be the GOAT if slams is the only indicator for the shortest time if Novak surpasses him. Yeah. I mean, Novak could surpass him. Novak definitely has the potential to surpass him. I predict wow, that's a big prediction, Miranda. So Miranda is going straight to the finish line saying she's predicting a Nadal-Zverev final. Could be. Zverev's going to have to play some great tennis to get there, but he is doing that. Watch Djokovic take this title. Definitely could happen, guys. I mean, there are some people who could take it from Rafa this year. This is probably the most wide open it's ever been, at least in a long time. A long time. It's been a long time coming since we see a lot of people playing amazing tennis. And they have the maturity and they have the game and they have the talent to where if they play great, they could maybe take it from Rafa. But Rafa's like, I'm not ready yet. I win every year. If Rafa can dominate the U.S. Open, use these 2 years plus 1 gold and 1 mixed doubles. We're not worried about the mixed doubles, are we really? Come on. No one's looking at that. Then he will be the sports GOAT. I think you can call maybe the sports GOAT without a mixed doubles title. Nole is peaking right now. You're absolutely right. I think Nole made a brilliant move by going to Belgrade. He looked at what he was doing. He's like, you know what? 1 more week of tennis, of timing, might be good for me. And so he took a risk. He played a week where most people are just like, you know what? They're kind of like, okay, let me just get my timing on get to the French Open. Went to his home country and won that title after not winning it for 10 years because he didn't really play it that much. And boom. I think it was a good move. And he's looking amazing at the French. Amazing. Tsitsipas has a mental block against Medvedev. You're absolutely 100% right. And this would be perfect for Tsitsipas to get the mental edge back because Tsitsipas loves clay, looks much more comfortable on the clay, although Medvedev is looking pretty damn good. Blasphemy, Roger Goat, says Rafa Federer. I'm sorry. If Rafa finishes this week, he finishes this week with 21, he's the GOAT, guys. I meant Olympics mixed doubles, the only Olympic title Rafa hasn't won. Yeah, okay. But is he even going to play mixed doubles? And does anybody really, really care? I don't think so. Wins it all. Oh, that's right. Yeah, if Fokina wins, we will all look like fools. Haha. Yeah, he's playing pretty damn good. A lot of people are playing amazing. Novak versus Nadal is the moneymaker. Yeah, it is the moneymaker. That's going to be a big match. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? What if Sinner can really, really take Rafa to the limit and Djokovic just flies through? I mean, Djokovic could potentially fly through Berrettini. Berrettini, it's like you don't know what's going to happen that match. But if what Novak is doing so far is any indication, he's going to crush Berrettini. Berrettini's got potential to even pull an upset. We're not talking about that right now, but he has the potential to pull an upset. He's a really tough player. He could present a really tough match for Novak. But what if Novak just destroys Berrettini like he's been doing the entire tournament, and Sinner gives Rafa a very tough, tight all the way 4th set or 5th set? Will that have any impact on the next match where Novak is like in lockdown mode already, and then Rafa comes in a little fatigued, a little tired? Can that spell a Novak path to victory? And if Novak wins, that's what's always interesting to me. I mean, this French Open is so pivotal, because if Novak wins, Then all of a sudden he has 19. Then you go to Wimbledon, where everybody thinks about Fed. I say this on every live stream. Everybody thinks about Fed, but in reality, Novak has been the best grass court player over the last 5 or 6 years, maybe even the last decade. So then he could pick up 20, and then he go to the US Open, pick up 21, and he could run the table and win a Grand Slam. Then he's the GOAT for sure. Okay, and probably just going to keep being a runaway train, leaving Roger and Rafa in the dust in the Grand Slam title count. That could absolutely 100% happen. It's totally doable for Novak. Okay, totally doable. This is the first time after 2013 Novak versus Rafa will play at the French Open semis. Yeah, and they had a great match back then, if I remember. That's a great observation, Pete. The time Stan won, he was tremendously helped by Murray taking Novak, yes, to a long 5-set in the semis. That's absolutely right. Novak destroyed everyone last year until the semis. Sinner is going to step his game up immensely. Okay, tomorrow, you think so? Let's see here. Yeah. Let me see what else I'm going to read here, then we'll call it a night. Maybe Rafa's opponent after Sinner withdraw to get ready for the grass. Oh, that's a funny one. That's a funny one. I don't think so. Rafa, healthy, unbeatable. He has been unbeatable when he's been healthy. Really, the only time we've really seen him fall at the French was when he was versus Soderling, and I don't believe he was 100%. And then there was another year where he wasn't 100% too, where I think his wrist was kind of weak. Pete, will the walkover help Berrettini or hurt him? It could mess up his rhythm. Maybe. I think ultimately it helps him, to be honest. Djokovic still has to play another match. Berrettini can go out there on the practice court. I don't think it's gonna hurt him too bad. I think he's got enough hitting under his belt. I think it can only help him. Sad for Nishikori's loss against Zverev. Yes. I mean, Zverev just destroyed Nishikori, destroyed him. So Zverev's playing very, very tough. Interesting how many people are just kind of sleepwalking their way through the tournament, beating quality opponents, and no one's paying attention to it. No one's paying attention to that. So he could do well. If Roger played Berrettini, who would have won? I don't know. If I had to bet, honestly, after Roger put it all out there, which was amazing to watch, I would have picked Berrettini, to be honest. Popcorn match, Novak versus Musetti. That's true. Musetti did say he's going to shock the world on clay this year, and so this would shock the world. So Musetti, beautiful game. Could he give Novak trouble on the clay? Be very interesting to see. Very interesting to see. And are we completely writing off Musetti? I don't think you can completely write him off. He's come from out of nowhere this year in Acapulco, but I don't know. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready for Novak. Novak's in lockdown mode, guys. Novak looks pretty damn good. It's going to take a very special performance, which maybe Rafa's the only one who can do it. It's going to take a special performance to take out Novak. Novak's not going down easy. No way. No way, even against Rafa. No way is Novak just going out in straights. You're going to have to frickin' tackle him, beat him down, punch him in the face 50 times to get Novak out of this tournament. Novak's not going out easy, trust me. So I don't think Musetti can do it, to be honest. It could be a very fun match to watch, but I don't think that he can take him out. Maybe famous last words from me, huh, guys? So maybe those should be my last words for the night. If you enjoyed tonight's video and you want to keep seeing more of these live streams, like up the video, smash it up, subscribe, because what I'm all about is tennis. We're all about tennis here, guys. We talk about matches. I give you guys tennis tips all the time. If your forehand's not working, if your serve's a nightmare, if you're scared to hit a backhand, check out my other videos on my channel and subscribe. We'll see you guys 10 o'clock. If you don't know where to find the match, go to the Peacock. Type in Peacock and watch the match there online. That's a big tip I just gave you. Just for that, I should get a like and a share and a comment and a subscribe. I think so. All right, we'll see you guys later.